The note was taped to my bathroom mirror, pink ink, tidy handwriting, and a glitter heart sticker in the corner. Old washed-up woman. You smell. Thanks for the free house. Jules. The faucet dripped in the background, each drop echoing against the tile. I stood barefoot, the floor cool beneath me. Steam lingered from my shower, blurring the mirror slightly, yet her cruel words cut through with perfect clarity. They were gone. All of them. No footsteps in the hall. No infant crying. No clatter in the kitchen. Just the faint hum of the ceiling fan circling above an empty house. My house. I reached for the note and peeled it from the glass slowly, the way skin comes off a blister. Not because it hurt, but because I wanted to savor every second of what was about to begin. 3 days earlier, I had signed the deed over to my son. He cried, hugged me tightly, swore I had saved their lives, called me the strongest woman he knew. His wife didn't hug me. Instead, she forced that tight little smile she always wore when trying to look humble, though it cracked like a cheap mask. They had debts, $170,000 worth. I cleared it for them. I cashed out what remained of my retirement, sold off my land in Habitstown, gave them everything, and told them I'd start over in a small rental studio. I still believed family meant something, the way it used to, before my son's gaze started shifting whenever he looked at me, before his wife stopped calling me mom and began addressing me as Joan. That night, I cooked pot roast for dinner. They were already packing boxes. The next morning, the passport folder was gone. My banking app showed a wire transfer to an account in the Cayman Islands, with her name on the receipt. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. Instead, I opened the drawer in my old study where the wireless router sat beside dusty photo albums. The audio feed was crystal clear. They didn't know I had installed a smart system when they moved in. Never noticed the microphones tucked behind the trim. Never asked why the hallway camera didn't blink. Saturday. I listened. The old fool actually did it, Jules sneered. Told you she would. We sell the place, take the cash, and disappear. And your mother? She asked. She's not my mother anymore. Just a stupid widow with a savior complex. Then laughter. The sound of kissing. Plans whispered about a beachfront condo in Tulum. They had no idea I was right there with them, hearing everything, recording every word. The following day, I met with the real estate agent they'd used, a woman in her 40s with an uneasy smile and fidgeting hands. She admitted the house had already been listed, sold, and closed within hours. A cash buyer overseas. No inspection. No delay. She handed me the closing papers. Jules had forged my signature. The notary was fake. I didn't argue. I didn't even raise my voice. I simply nodded and produced a folder of my own, transcripts, audio files, time-stamped bank movements, and even a video of my son laughing while tearing my photograph off the wall. Can you tell me, I asked calmly, what sort of penalties apply to elder fraud and identity theft? Her face drained of color. I stood and added, send this to your legal team. I'll handle the rest. I tracked their flight. I knew their hotel, their room, their plans to be out enjoying ceviche while congratulating themselves. Meanwhile, my attorney reached out to the embassy. By the time they returned to their suite, their passports were flagged and their bank account frozen. But that wasn't the part that mattered. What mattered was the email. I scheduled it to arrive the moment they walked through the door. Jules would open it first. He always checked his phone. Inside, he'd find the recordings, the forged paperwork, a list of charges already in progress, and one single line from me. You built your future on a lie. I sold it back to the bank. The condo they thought was theirs had never been theirs at all. I bought it back under a shell corporation before the ink even dried. They sold it to me at a loss. By sunrise, they would be extradited. I moved into the studio the night before. No pictures, no furniture, just a mattress on the floor and a kettle humming on the counter. It was quiet. Still mine. Now I sit by the window, sipping tea. The air smells of lemon and fresh paint. My phone buzzes, another voicemail from an unknown number. I don't bother listening. I delete it. The past may shout, but silence is power. They never understood that. I take the note his wife left me, the one with the glitter heart, and hold it to a flame over the sink. It burns quickly, steady and controlled, like me. They thought they stole a house. They never realized they had been living in my war room.